Well, if you don't think the deadly violence in Mexico is a threat to the United States, listen to this. There are reports that on Tuesday, 7 bullets from a deadly shootout in Juarez, Mexico, flew over the border, traveled about a half a mile, and blasted into El Paso, Texas City Hall. Yesterday, Texas Attorney General Greg Abbott wrote a letter to President Obama making a demand. Attorney General Abbott joins us live. Good evening, sir. And let me go right to your letter yesterday and read a couple sentences. It says, the time for talk is past. The time for action is now. The need is urgent. Each day that passes increases the likelihood that American life will be lost because of the federal government's failure to secure the border. Those are pretty blunt words to send the President of the United States, sir.
We need a blunt message to go out because there's a brutal reality taking place in Texas as well as across the entire border of the United States, and that is that there is danger on a daily basis. As you have reported, bullets came flying over the Texas border 2 days ago from the city of Juarez into the city of El Paso. People need to understand the physical layout here. We have two cities that are right next to each other, separated only by a river. And there was gunfire between the Mexican police and someone they were trying to arrest. More than 40 rounds went off. One Mexican policeman was killed. An innocent bystander was killed. These 7 bullets riddled into the city hall for the city of El Paso. We were fortunate 2 days ago in that no American was killed, but it was only luck and good fortune that allowed only a building to get hit and no bodies to get hit. If instead of that building getting hit, 7 bodies had been pierced by those bullets, there would be bloodshed in the state of Texas because of inadequate security of our American border.
Is there any way to measure or quantify or try to figure out whether this is sort of just a freak thing that happened, and and trying to sort of figure out what we can do with our resources, or is this this something that that you fear is going to happen tomorrow or the next day? I mean, like, how do you describe this?
Right. Well, we can quantify it in this sense, and that is that this is a rare occasion. It hasn't happened very often. This may be the only instance that has happened in recent times. But at the same time, it is a growing danger. We've all seen the growing threat of the cartels literally right across the border a couple of blocks away from Texas and American soil. And because of the growing numbers, the growing activity of these cartels, people need to understand, in this one city, just a couple of blocks away from this city hall, more than 1,300 people have been killed this year because of the drug war. More than 5,000 people have been killed in the last few years in this drug war. Who knows when that day will be, when that war pierces into the United States and begins to kill American citizens. The responsibility of the federal government is to not respond after an American is killed, but to respond before an American is endangered to make sure that our border is secure.
If it is, as you say, and I certainly believe it is, and we've been down, we've been to Mexico, we've been to Arizona, we've been to all these borders, we've ridden around the police. It does seem, it's a reasonable probability that sometimes something really bad is going to happen unless we do something. I mean, it's not hysterical to fear that. I mean, I guess that's for those of us who have been down there and see that, think, oh my God, we don't want something to happen to somebody.
It's a powder keg waiting to go off. And it's just a matter of time. And I think that the president should not want to have American blood on his hands by having an American die because of gunfire that crosses the border or because the cartels have taken action within the American border. I think it's time the president step up and take action. Today we heard a lot of powerful words from the president, but the truth is that words don't shield America from bullets. The president must take action to ensure that Americans are shielded from bullets crossing our border.
Okay, now you are a Republican, sir. How do we tell? How do you explain to the viewers who out there think, well, he's just a Republican trying to get a Democratic president? What's your response to that, sir?
The people who were working in the El Paso City Hall could care less if I'm a Republican and Obama is a Democrat. What they care about is that those bullets do not hit them. What all Americans care about is the safety and security of themselves, their families, and their fellow Americans. Every official in this country, whether we're the president, a state attorney general, or any other official, our top job is to ensure the security of our fellow Americans. That's what I need to be focused on. That's what the president must be focused on. We need to ensure that the next time bullets come across this border, Americans will be protected. The only way we can do that is for the president and the federal government to step up and begin to take the action that's necessary to secure our border.
Attorney General, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Greta.